stop using autofocus lenses and use manual focus lenses instead. What's up, y'all? It's a Project Photography back with a video, and today I'm here to tell you guys why you should stop using autofocus lenses and instead use manual focus lenses. Now, I just want to say in preference to this video that I'm not talking about every situation that you should stop using autofocus lenses. Obviously, there's going to be some situations where you have to use autofocus lenses for things like wildlife, for events and gigs, and things that require fast action. What I'm talking about mainly is for daily personal stuff, for things that you just go out and shoot for fun, things that are more slowed down and more slower pace, that I think people should start using manual focus lenses more. Now, obviously this isn't for every situation and it varies from time to time, but I think manual focus lenses are a really valuable asset. So for me personally, I love manual focus lenses, and I think a big reason why is because this is the route where all photography started in the first place. Everything from the first camera to film cameras to even nowadays, this is the root of photography. Majority of early photographers start out only using manual focus lenses. They only had this at their disposal, and they're able to still come out with some amazing photographs. And I think that we lose a lot of sight from the roots of photography because we're all so obsessed with specs. We're so obsessed with what's the newest and latest and greatest, and we really start to forget where photography originated from. And I think me personally, I've started using a lot of manual focus lenses more because I just found them more fun and enjoyable. It makes you slow down and forces you to really think about what you're shooting. It really forces you to earn every single shot. It forces you to go out there and make photos and think about exactly what you're doing. And even if the only thing you're really changing is the manual focus aspect of it, it really makes you think outside the box. It really makes you break down what you're doing in photography and really makes you realize that not everything you have to do is super fast paced. I think photography in general has gotten really fast paced because of technology that's been introduced and because of autofocus lenses. Now, I'm not saying that autofocus lenses are terrible, but I think for personal photography where you're focusing on your creativity and you're focusing on just having fun, I think manual focus lenses are a great way to do that. And I want to talk about explicit versus implicit actions. Manual focus lenses are something that makes you slow down and think about your photography, right? And I think a lot of us are engulfed in this implicit actions. So what implicit actions are is pretty much actions that you kind of turn off your brain and do it automatically. Think of something like driving. When you drive, you don't really think about what you're doing meticulously. You kind of just drive and think about other things. I think once you get into a groove in photography, you kind of stop thinking about what you're doing and just do it. You have a set way of doing things, and I don't think that's very healthy, especially if you want to improve and get better at photography. And manual focus lenses force you to break down those implicit actions and make you think explicitly. So what explicit actions are is pretty much an action that you have to think about meticulously what you're doing. This usually happens when you're starting off with learning something new. You have to really think about what you're doing and then execute. So with manual focus lenses versus autofocus lenses kind of turn on the implicit action where you don't really have to think about what you're doing. You kind of just shoot, let the camera do the work, and you really don't have to think about exactly what you're doing. Whereas manual focus lenses force you to use explicit actions, and that actually helps you improve in your photography. Because if you really have to slow down and think about what you're doing, then that makes you kind of a better photographer. It makes you really want to focus on what you're shooting and really makes you earn each shot. And I think that's something valuable that comes out of manual focus lenses. Now, obviously, you shouldn't use manual focus lenses for everything. If you're shooting something like a gig, like where you're getting paid, I wouldn't necessarily recommend shooting manual focus lenses unless you're super confident in your skills. But I think for day-to-day stuff, I think it is really important to go back to the roots of photography and really focus on working on your explicit actions. Because if you break down your photography, you're not in this automatic mode all the time, and you're able to really think about and dissect what you're doing. You'll not only be more creative, but you're gonna really get better photos as a result because you have to think about what you're doing. And plus, some of the best lenses in the world are manual focus lenses. Literally just look at Carl Zeiss. What they've been able to do with manual focus lenses is absolutely stunning. And I think everyone should pick up a nice Carl Zeiss lens because first of all, their image quality is absolutely incredible. And second of all, it really just makes you a better photographer. Having to earn every single shot. Even if you miss a little bit of a shot, like you're not gonna get the best out of the lens. Manual focus lenses really make you earn each and every shot. And I think that's something really valuable and something that I think a lot of people can learn from, because with autofocus nowadays, it's so fast, it's so accurate. Sometimes we don't even think about what we're doing, but really breaking it down and think about what you're doing is really valuable. And for me personally, it's really just more enjoyable having to slow down and enjoy photography, I think is something that a lot of people need to take from this video. Something really need to pick up manual focus lenses. Plus, these things are really cheap, man. This thing can probably go on eBay for about $50. This is a 50mm f1.4. This is one of the really old lenses. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is a great lens. Some of the best manual focus lenses are not only really cheap, but they're everywhere online. You can find them for a really great price, and they come with really great image quality. So for things like landscape photography, you might actually have to use manual focus lenses, because the way manual focus lenses are designed, it makes it super easy for you to get critical focus, and really easy for landscape photographers especially. I use manual focus lenses strictly for landscape photography and just for personal photography, but for landscape photography, they're a real help. And especially with things like the Z6, manual focusing with them is super easy. I think it's why shooting manual focus lenses with the Z6 is such a joy, is because it's so easy to use, and I think everyone should go ahead and pick up a nice manual focus lens just for personal photography. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my video. I just want to say that manual focus lenses are great. People should use it for their personal photography. Stop using autofocus lenses for that kind of stuff, because manual focus lenses are really the way to go if you really want to improve, be more creative. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Let me know what's your guys' favorite manual focus lens. For me right now, it's a 50mm 1.4. Nikkor S. This thing is awesome. I use it with my Nikkor mat all the time. So yeah, just let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.